Hello and welcome to Current Issues with me, Tarun. India has actually set benchmarks in growth rates in the past decade or so. Even currently, if we even take the new growth rates into account, it talks of 7.6%, though people differ on the growth rates. But the major problem that the government of the day facing is of unemployment. Modi government, before being voted to power, Prime Ministerial candidate Narendra Modi promised that he will create jobs for the youth of the country. Currently, the kind of expectations from the country is 1 million jobs a month is what people are expecting. How difficult it is to turn this ambition into reality, we'll discuss with our panel comprising of representatives of the BJP, Congress, as also Sharath Kohli, who's a business analyst, Sulaiman Muhammad Khan, who's spokesperson of the Congress party, and Gopal Krishna Agarwal of the BJP. I'll go across to Gopal Krishna Agarwal of the BJP first. But before going, I'll have a package which my team will show it to you, and you can get an idea of the current situation.
India is facing many problems, but one of the most serious problems is that of unemployment. Unemployment means a person is willing to work but is unable to find a qualified job. Many graduates, doctors, engineers, scientists are unemployed or are underemployed. It's because of this menace that we are wasting our country's valuable human resources. 10 million Indians with graduate, postgraduate and technical degrees were looking for work, meaning that 15% of all Indians with the highest levels of education were seeking jobs as of the year 2011. Kerala had India's highest graduate unemployment rate at 30%. The rate of the unemployed is between the age group of 15 to 29 and has increased since 2009 to 2010. Today, the unemployment rate is 1.7% in rural areas and 3.4% in urban areas. With a population of 1.2 billion, unemployment rate is increasing rapidly. The problem of unemployment is gaining ground and many industries are facing the problem of finding skilled candidates for their company. The drastic reasons behind this current predicament are rising population, inflation, low wages or salaries below the market rate, certain industries looking for skilled candidates only, recession, employers giving preference to the experienced candidates alone, not enough jobs or not enough new jobs. Number of new government jobs is declining every year, slow business expansion. The number of unemployed persons in the country was higher at around 1.06 crore in 2011-12 than about 95 lakhs in 2009-10. Young India's fixation with the West continues, even though many non-resident Indians and expats believe this is their preferred place of work. Even the growing economy at home, clocking one of the best growth rates in the world, has not deterred the young workforce here from wanting to take a flight abroad. Despite the gloom surrounding the developed economies, a majority of younger employees in India are keen on seeking jobs abroad, that too without a pay hike, according to findings of a survey conducted by a global recruitment firm.
Gopal Krishna Agarwal of the BJP, could you tell me what is the reason behind the current problem in jobs or not enough jobs? Is it that the manufacturing has slowed down? Is it that the agricultural rural distress that we are facing? Is it the kind of growth that was perceived to happen didn't happen? Do you think a fall in exports also indicates and leading to this big problem? Where is the problem, Gopal?
Actually, our whole perception on employment has to change. By the way, if the people think that we will only look for the government job or the government jobs in the private sector, that will not fructify to the full extent. The focus of Modi government, our government, has been that we have to create jobs and employment in the self-employment areas, where manufacturing sector in the unorganized sector, manufacturing sector in the small and medium MSME sector. These are the focus areas which will help generating employment for the people in their own areas. So therefore, the whole focus of our government was to combine the Mudra Bank loan scheme where about 3.32 crore loans have already been disbursed. Then focus on Dalit and women entrepreneurship, increasing them and helping them and hand holding to them through 1.25 lakh branches, each branch giving 2 loans, so that they can start up their own units and manufacturing units or service units.
Gopal,
and then
I
stand up
take your
India.
point.
This is one phase
Gopal,
of the
I
problem.
take your point, but there is a simple question I want to ask you. There is a task of generating 1 million jobs a month before the country today, with 1 million graduates or even prospective employees looking forward to jobs. Do you think we are in a position to create such a staggering growth, or do you think this is a very uphill task even for the Modi government to match the expectations? Because the expectations are too high. We are not blaming exactly that why you are not generated, but don't you think the expectations are too high for even the government to act? Manufacturing is still stuck at 16% of the GDP. Other countries like China even touch 45, 46. So I think we have a long way to go, Gopal. Don't you think so?
We have definitely to go a long way, but it is our commitment that we should give employment to all the youth people, generate their employment. But what is the employment? That definition has to change, and entrepreneurs should come into our system. That's what the focus is, whether you see it in the Skill India. If you see the US and other developed countries growth, 60 or 70% of their growth has come from manufacturing of MSME sectors. There is an ecosystem where self-employment, manufacturing like Skill India, Startup India, these kind of setups of small and medium enterprises system, ecosystem is there. That only creates employment. That we have to see, and that is our focus.
Okay,
we
point taken, Gopal. I'll come back to you again. Let me go across to Suleiman Mohammad Khan of the Congress. Suleiman, do you agree with the rationale given by Gopal Krishna Agarwal that self-employment too has to be factored in when you talk of employment in total and not just government jobs or jobs in the organized sector?
You know, what the spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party or the NDA government, I can say, or the BJP was trying to do was doing a failed attempt to defend the government, which has already failed to fulfill its promises. Mr. Modi, during the election campaign and in their election manifesto as well, had promised 2 crore jobs every year to the youth of the country, meaning thereby that when he completes his 5-year term, he'll add up 10 crore more jobs to the country. But the figures as on today is, in 2015, only 1.34 lakhs jobs were added, new jobs were added. So the figure which he has promised of 2 crores completely has failed to create jobs. Even the eight key sectors, industrial sectors, the creation of job or the employment opportunities have gone down. It is the worst performance since 2009. There are different factors for unemployment or for less jobs, like there's a slow economic growth or a slow industrial growth or bad agricultural sector or distress in agricultural sectors. What is the economics which they are doing? They are saying that the GDP growth rate in 2014-15 was 7.3 and 15 and 16 was 7.5 as per their own figures. They are saying they have derived their own formula to calculate this GDP growth rate. Actually, a number of experts and economists have a broad skepticism about this, and they say that
okay, I get your point on the GDP figures. I get your point.
5.5%.
Let me go across to Sharad Kohli. Sharad, I'll like to get you into the debate at this point.
One more thing.
Okay, Suleiman, make your point and I'll go to Sharad.
I am trying. Even the economist, which is the leading weekly economic newspaper, they have used the word. They have been constant to use the word "jumlebazi," which is popularly ascribed to Modi government to hide their underperformance. So this government is about jumlebazi. They have not added up any job. 10 lakh people, fresh people, graduates, young graduates are coming to join every month. by 2019, Modi government will add 6 crore more unemployment youth to the country.
Okay.
They have completely
Okay,
failed
point
to
taken,
fulfill their promise
Suleiman.
along
What
with
we'll
others.
do is I'll allow Gopal to come in, but before that, let Sharad make his point and then Gopal can rebut. Sharad, what point do you have to make? You've heard.
See, I would like to say, I heard my BJP friend Mr. Agarwal saying that Startup India has been launched, and Modi government's initiative and Modi government's mandate is for people to start working for themselves. They should start generating jobs, not just for themselves, but for the others also. But I'll give a apolitical statement because I don't come from any political party, so I would not like to get into the political part of it. What I would like to state here is a bit of statistics. In 2011 survey done, census done, 4.7 crore youth between the age of 15 and 24 were unemployed in this country. Now, going back to the point with Mr. Agarwal made about the Startup India, that how Startup India is going to kill unemployment, it is going to generate employment for the youth in the country. I would like to bring, because I'm also a startup expert, I'm a startup advisor and I handle a lot of startups. What has happened, it's a very good initiative, I must say. First of all, I would like to place on record, it's a really good initiative, because if the government supports something to start on your own, definitely you are encouraged to do it. But what has happened since the scheme was launched in January of 2016?
Okay.
We've just gone into 4 months, and what has happened is that the funds which were coming into startups have dried up by 50%.
Okay.
So the speed with which the recruitment was going on in the new startup projects, that has slowed down. In fact, 50% of the employees have already been retrenched.
Okay,
They have
your
been taken out
point
of
is
job.
well taken. I'll go across to Ranjan. We've got a caller joining us from Mumbai at this moment. Ranjan, what question do you have to ask?
Yeah, good evening, first of all.
Yes.
I just want to know that the gentleman has been saying about the Startup India, but then small issues like not the real infrastructure, it will take a lot of time to build right roads and proper offices, and all these things takes time. So what should we expect? That to really feel the impact of Startup India, it will take another 5 years or
You're
more?
talking of the supporting infrastructure. Ranjan, I get your point. I'll go across to Gopal Agarwal. Gopal, would you like to answer this question and also rebut the Congress statement that was made?
I want to tell two things. Mr. Ranjan has pointed out a very good point, which I want to explain is that it is not the startup that they alone want the finance. It is the whole ecosystem that will help us the generate manufacturing sector, whether it is the startup, stand up or Mudra Bank and developing the unorganized sector. The whole ecosystem has to incorporate. What they need is a hand holding in the field of marketing. Therefore, we have put up a complete startup ecosystem where PSUs have been asked
What will
to
come tomorrow, we
purchase
don't
from
know.
these startups.
2 years have
without
passed.
any lock-in
As per
period.
the promises
No,
done by
I am
Mr.
telling you
Modi,
1 or 2
4
points.
crore jobs
Let
should
me
have been
finish
added
it.
to the
Suleiman, let
Another thing
Gopal
is,
finish and then you can come in.
Mudra Bank, yes.
No, he is just no,
Huh.
he is no,
In
he is not
Mudra
coming
Bank
to the
alone,
point. By
3.32
delivering
crore
these type of
loans,
statements,
people have been given
please
loans,
don't-
and that
No, we are
amount
not
to
on
1.
Mudra Bank. You tell us what employment you have added
So,
in past 2 years. Give us straightforward answer.
Mr. Suleiman, let me finish it, then you can ask questions. It is not fair. You can
Where are
ask
4
in between.
crore
I
job
could
in
have
past
said
2 years?
So many things.
2 crore
you
jobs.
Let me finish it.
2 crore jobs per year.
Okay, Gopal, go ahead.
In 2 years, you should
Mr.
have
Sul-
added 4
ask
crore
Mr.
jobs. Where are
Suleiman
they?
to just,
Yes, Gopal, go ahead. Suleiman,
Bharatiya
let
Mazdoor
Gopal
Sangh
complete.
President,
I'll allow you to
Bharatiya
come in after
Mazdoor
that.
Sangh is your affiliate, has said that the Modi government has not enunciated any new policy for generation of new jobs. Even your own affiliates are saying so now. Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh's president has said so. That Modi government has not enunciated any new
Mr.
policy by
Suleiman,
which
it is the
new jobs
question
can
to
be
me.
created.
Let me
They are not
answer,
serious
then
at
you
all.
come in.
You have to reply to it.
Mr. Suleiman,
Okay,
this is
at
not-
this moment,
No,
both
that-
Gopal
you are
and
not
Suleiman
debating
will
point
stop for a
actually.
commercial
I'm
break and be
people.
right back. We'll be back in a minute.
So we need to address.
Welcome back. Sanjay from Bangalore is joining us on the show. Sanjay, what question do you have to ask from our panelists?
Good evening to first of all to everybody. I want to ask business consultant Sharad Kohli.
Go on.
Yes, Sanjay.
Mr. Sharad, I started my own company as a startup 2 years back.
Yeah.
Till now, any bank I approach, they say you are a startup company. We cannot fund. We cannot give a loan.
Okay, point taken, Sanjay. We'll have Sharath answer this for you. Sharath.
Sanjay, I totally understand your problem, and that is a problem of a lot of startups these days. When they go to the bank, this is the question when they put up the question of the finance, the bank says, sorry, you don't have experience. We can't give you money. Our money is at risk. Well, the best way to do is, I don't know which bank you've consulted. You will have to consult a few banks, and why not talk to equity investors, because equity investment will give you much more benefit. You don't have to pay interest. You can give them dividends when you make profit, whereas bank interest is payable. So therefore, try and contact some of your friends and relatives.
Point taken, but we get back to our core topic, which is unemployment. Gopal, if you could tell me by 2009, at least the figures that I have say will be 100 million people wanting jobs, and we're talking the region of 10 crore youth wanting employment. Do you think any plan can satiate this need, or do you think we are staring at a socio-economic disaster, if I may call it, that would cause imbalances in society and create social problems? Do you think that we are actually, it's a ticking bomb that we are staring at currently?
No, not at all. I tell you, the 3.32 crore Mudra Bank loans have been disbursed, and in each loan, at least I think they will not alone generate employment for themselves, but will have a multiplier effect. So therefore, we are hopeful that this
go on telling the figures of
crore
Mudra
will
Bank.
at least generate
This is no job creation actually.
Yeah, Mr. Suleiman, if he will speak
By
in
these
between
Mudra
everywhere,
Bank loans,
so let him
you
answer
always
this
give wrong
question.
figures. The BJP people always give wrong figures. You said that 20 crore bank accounts have been opened. Actually, only 8 crore bank accounts have been opened.
You have to ask Mr.
Giving wrong figures.
Suleiman,
Mr.
I'll come
Tarun, you
back
have to
right.
ask Suleiman, either he answers the question.
Gopal, you make your point in 30 seconds and I'll go to Suleiman, let him also answer. So you make your point.
Keep on saying
The
Mudra Bank loans,
important
Mudra
thing
Bank
is
loans. You have
that
no policy.
we are
You don't know.
focusing
Keep on
on
doing juglebazi. Even the
Then
Prime
he's not
Minister,
a-
all your ministers and
This
their
way.
spokespersons.
Suleiman, let Gopal finish and then you can make your
Even
point.
Have you been
economist
able to
is
stop
saying that you are
Suleiman?
jugglebaz. Okay, Suleiman, you make your point
Because
and
when
then
Suleiman
let
is
Gopal
not
speak.
stopping at all continuously.
Okay.
No, but earlier also Mr. Suleiman did not allow to speak. That is not the way to debate. I am not debating with him. I have to talk to the people.
Yes. Okay. Gopal, you make your point and then allow Suleiman to answer. Yes, Gopal, you complete
So
your point.
ask
So tell the correct facts, please. Otherwise, I'll interject.
You ask him to at least.
Don't fool around. What you have done in the Lok Sabha election, don't fool around.
The thing is, what I want to say is that our focus is employment generation through startup, stand-up, Skill India and Mudra Bank. Second thing is, if you even go to the rural sectors, around 55 to 60% of our population is occupied in agriculture, where there is underemployment and disguised employment. We have to create employment opportunities in the rural sector, whether it is through the animal husbandry, whether creating infrastructure in the rural areas, whether through roads, everything. Ultimately, our employment generation or economic development will come from the rural sectors.
Now,
There
can I
is lot of
reply to the
undisguised
agricultural issue?
Point
employment.
taken.
We have to
taken,
make
Suleiman,
our
you
people
can answer.
Only one point I'll tell now.
Okay.
Agricultural sector, I am trying to answer back. The agricultural growth rate when we lost the election and Modi ji came to power in 2014 was 3.7% in March, April 2014. Now it is in March, April
Suleiman,
2015,
the
it was
same way what you
0.2%.
were doing,
So
I
this
can
is the
do also
agricultural
now.
sector which they
Not
have
let
done.
you
They
talk.
have destroyed
If
it.
you want,
There is a severe
if you
drought in
ask
the
a
country.
question,
40%
you should
of the
wait for
country is affected
answers.
by a severe drought. 33 crore people are affected by drought. 10 states. Maharashtra, which is ruled by them, 9 farmers daily are committing suicide. In the whole of 2015, if we take out the average, it's 3,228 farmers who have committed suicide in 2015. That means 9 farmers per day are committing
this is
suicide.
what they are
This is
talking
the state
on
of the
employment
agriculture sector. They are
figures.
not even able to. No. Yes, we are. This is what you have done with the agriculture sector. You are spending
How
crores on
many
advertising
farmers?
of your 2 years, but you are not able to,
Okay,
let
point
off some
taken,
loans
Suleiman. I'll go close to Sharad. Sharad has been wanting to make a point for some time now. Sharad, I would like to ask you, and you can make your point too. If you could tell me, we see a lot of educated Indians, and you would know highly educated Indians even now seek opportunities abroad for employment. Do you think that's a cause of worry, that Indians not wanting to stay in the country and even going abroad now when we are talking of high growth?
Well, that is definitely a cause of worry. Brain drain for any country for that matter is a major cause of worry. See, instead of political bickering, we need to take an analytical approach and understand what are the causes of unemployment. If we go to the causes of employment, other than what you listed in the beginning of the program, population explosion, low resources, shortage of industrialization, so on and so forth. One of the major causes is, which recently International Labour Organization, which is part of the United Nations, they have a research division, and Mr. Raymond Torres, who's the head of the research division, he found out during the survey that inclusion of women as part of propelling the employment initiative was missing. Then a survey was done by McKinsey's across the board. They found that $12 trillion could be added to the world economy if women are included. I'll give you an example. I had an interview in my company yesterday, and a girl came up to me from the HR. She said, sir, and one of the questions we asked her was that she went to another, I said, did you go to another company? Yes, I went to another company. I said, why were you rejected? She was qualified, she had the experience. She said, the reason I was rejected was because the HR guy said that, sorry, women can't take stress. I found that to be ridiculous. I mean, how can you not include women and treat women not at par with men? So because of not propelling women,
we've got a caller at this point. Yeah. I'll try to get him in. Rajesh is online with us. Rajesh from Rajasthan. What question do you have to ask, Rajesh?
I only want to speak one thing, that I'm watching your program since last about 20 minutes.
Yes.
And I am from environment telling you that you are not giving me a fair perception of both these sides. One particular side from Congress is dominating the interjections, the interventions, the interference to such an extent that we are not able to get a fair view of both the perceptions. And you are not able to control Mr. Suleiman at all. Kindly hold a fair display.
Thank you,
and
Rajesh. Thank you so much for your advice. Thank you so much. Gopal.
For the reason that he has been misguiding. He is not telling the correct figures. Therefore, I am interjecting and trying to explain.
Okay,
Otherwise,
anyways,
I don't
think the anchor was the target of the callers. But anyways, we'll go to the closing comments. At least in the closing comments, please don't interject each other.
Yeah.
We'll start with Suleiman, go to Gopal, and let Sharad end it. Suleiman, make your point.
Yeah. Narendra Modi government has completely failed on the issue of employment. Rather, it has created more unemployment for past 7-8 years. They have promised to create 10 crore jobs in 5 years. In past 2 years, they should have created 4 crore jobs. They have only added 1.3 lakhs jobs.
Okay.
And
point
by
taken.
2019, they will add
Gopal,
6 crore more unemployed youth to the country.
Okay, point
6
taken.
crore
Gopal,
unemployment
you make
youth
your
to the
point.
country. They led
What
by
I have to
2019.
say is,
Failed government.
Yes, Gopal, make your point.
even if you, what Sharad has said, Sharad has said that women should be given priority. This Stand Up India is specifically project for giving loans to women and Dalit. Around 2.5 lakh loans will be given over 1 or 2 years from each branch in each geographical area to Dalit and women specifically. Second thing I want to tell you that through Mudra Stand Up and Startup, at least we hope to create 10 crore job over 3 years.
10 crore job over 3 years, I take your figure.
In itself have a multiplier effect.
Okay, okay, point taken. Sharad, you can make your final closing comment.
Well, I appreciate Mr. Agarwal's comment on the initiative for women. See, there is a need to integrate. We need to also look at the education system of the country. Any employment initiative not integrated with an education initiative is going to fail. I'll give a very quick example. You know, in Chhattisgarh, Directorate of Economic and Statistical Department, they invited applications for 30 PNs. 75,000 applications came for PN. That job had to earn 14,000 rupees, and
Okay.
a lot of them were graduates, engineers, and even MBAs.
Point taken. Totally out of time, Sharad. I'll have to close for today, but we can continue later. So thank you, Gopal. Thank you, Suleiman and Sharad, for joining us. But as things stand, we are staring at a situation where a lot of jobs need to be created. Manufacturing definitely needs to go up from 16% to at least 25%, as is necessary in any developing country to create jobs. The next 3 years will actually give us a clear picture of how the government takes shape and takes decisions that will promote employment and manufacturing. Thank you so much for joining us today.